Hey guys, so this video is all about why fat men are sexy. So I have heard a lot about how men are basically ashamed of their bodies if they are bigger and fatter and chubbier and stuff, and a lot of people probably call them unattractive or whatever. But I just want to say that that's not true, and I personally think that fat men are really sexy and attractive. Because, let's face it, a softer body is a lot nicer to sort of hug and sleep next to and cuddle up to than a hard body or a skinny body with no padding. So, also I really like the jiggles. Like, I like it when a guy has a nice big soft belly that's beautiful and squishy and overhangs a bit maybe, or even if it doesn't, as long as it's a nice shape. I don't like them too round or solid or anything, but yes. But yeah, so I think it's unfair that fat men get told like that they're unattractive, because a lot of men, even if they have like the slightest bit of padding on them, the slightest bit of meat on the bones, they feel self-conscious about it and they won't show the body off, and they try and wear baggy clothes as much as possible. And again, that's sad, because someone like me who actually appreciates the bigger body would really like to see it and doesn't mind seeing it. And I'm sure there's got to be other people like me, I can't be the only one, that would absolutely love to, when out and about, see like in hotter weather or whatever, see a guy that's wearing like skimpier clothes or tight fitted clothes, or even going shirtless. And I love to see him at the beach and the pool and everything. But a lot of men will avoid doing that even in the hot weather, showing off their bodies, because they've been told by society that the bigger body is like ugly and unattractive and stuff. And it's like, why? A lot of people will say, oh, it's unhealthy or whatever, but I really doubt that it's unhealthy if the guy's just like a bit chubby. Like, I can understand if it's like super obese, like that can't be healthy, but I don't even mind that. Like, if a guy is super obese, I don't really think he should be ashamed of his body. I would be quite happy to see it. And to be honest with you, even if, people, judge you guys, for being fatter, I think that shouldn't stop you, really. Like, you should believe that you're attractive. You chubby people, you overweight people, you maybe borderline obese people, or even just obese people, should just think, well, I'm happy being the way I am, or I accept this is me and this is how I look. So, doesn't matter about those people. Like, sod them. Who cares? They're not important. Plus, they're just like saying it in their head, if they're looking at somebody that's fat, they're just probably saying it in their head. It's not like they're going to come up to you and go, oh my god, you're disgusting, put a shirt on. And again, if they do that, don't let that sort of knock your confidence either. Just sort of, again, ignore them. It might knock you, it might shock you a bit at first, but just be like, just brush it off and just continue. And be like, I look great. Because having confidence will also help a lot as well. Like, it will even make other people... Oh, sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like, even other people will sort of sense the confidence in you as well. And even if a lot of people don't like the way you look because they're fat, like, initially, they might think, well, this guy is really confident, he looks attractive automatically because he looks confident, and he is confident, So I definitely think that having a fatter body should not stop you from loving yourself and liking the way you look and being proud of it and showing it off. Like, just ignore the haters, I say, because I can guarantee you that there are people out there who will like the way you look, whether it's because they are like me and they really, like the way fat people look and think that they do look attractive, or they'll just simply think you look attractive because you look confident and you're acting confident. So yeah, don't let other people stop you from loving your body and being confident in your body and everything. Don't stop showing your body off just because you think other people don't like it. Like, it doesn't matter what they think, you know, it's none of their business, it's not their body. And if you're happy with being fat, or even if you're not happy with being fat, you should just still rock it anyway. Like, if you can't change it, like for instance you've tried, you failed to lose weight, because it is hard to change your weight. And it's not just true about, you know, fat as well, you know, losing weight. It's also true for gaining weight as well. I mean, when I was trying to gain weight, it was really hard to transition from being dead skinny to, you know, even putting on a little bit of weight. It was really hard. I had to really force myself to eat more than usual. I already thought I was eating quite a lot, so to force myself to eat beyond my limits was really hard as well, and I struggled with it for years. So changing your weight, whether it be losing weight or gaining weight, it's really hard. So I understand that it's really hard to lose weight, so I'm just saying, if you've tried and you failed, I wouldn't judge you. Like, all these people who judge, you know, fat people because, you know, they're obviously not, because they haven't lost weight, they're obviously not trying. And it's like, well, I'm pretty sure they have tried, but they've just failed. And that's it, because it is really hard. But they're quick to judge, and it's like, you can't really judge someone, especially if they have tried, and you don't know their circumstances. They might even be like, they might have some kind of health condition that makes it harder for them to lose weight, or they might have a condition that makes them fatter. Like, what is it, a overactive thyroid or something? And there are other things as well. Like, my mum had an aspirin allergy, which apparently helped, you know, made her gain weight, and it was hard to lose it because of that. And she was eating like a bird, seriously. Like, you know, it's not like she was overeating or anything. And also, there's a misconception that all fat people are lazy and they overeat. Also not true. There are lots of really active fat people that eat like birds and they're still fat, so. But, you know, it might be their choice to be fat, you know, as well. Like, I mean, I eat less now than I used to, and I'm kind of active, but yeah, I'm still kind of big. I mean, I'm not really big, but, you know, I haven't lost any weight, so. Yeah. What happened then? Alright, it just keeps changing. Sorry about that. Sorry about my hair, it's a bit shit at the moment. Sorry about that. Just say, it doesn't matter how you look, you know, you shouldn't let people sort of judge you on it. Like, it's their problem. If they have a problem with the way you look, no matter what it is, whether you're fat, whether you're thin, whatever, you know, it's their problem, and you shouldn't really cater to them. And you certainly shouldn't cater to, like, the media and what's popular. Like, it seems to be taking a long time for fatness to be more accepted. Even with all this fat acceptance movements and body positivity movements, it's still taking a long time for fat people to be accepted. And it's really kind of annoying me, because I don't get to enjoy, like, you know, when they make TV programs and movies and sitcoms or whatever, it's always with skinny people and muscular people, and it's like, there's nothing for me. I want to see fat people more. But it just seems to be taking a really long time for fat people to be more represented, and represented as being attractive, rather than always being represented as being like the losers or being ugly and attractive. Like, you can guarantee, even if there are fat people, or, you know, in TV programs or sitcoms or films, you can guarantee that their character is going to be the unpopular one. You know, he's the loser or she's the loser, and, you know, has trouble finding a boyfriend or girlfriend, and is single at the moment, and whatever, you know, like, oh, and they're trying to lose their whole, like, their whole character, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, their story is that they're just trying to lose weight. That's the whole trope, is that they're trying to lose weight. And that's it. There's nothing else about that character except for the fact that they're there and they're just trying to lose weight. Like, why can't they just be a fat character that's just a fat person? You know, they're just a fat person and that's it. There's no trope that they're trying to lose weight or whatever, or that they think they're ugly, or that they get made fun of for being fat. Because not everybody gets made fun of for being fat. Like when I got fat, I never got really made fun of for being fat, so it's like not all fat people get made fun of for being fat. That's not like their main trope. When I go out and about, I don't see fat people. I don't see people around and going, oh, look at that fat cow or whatever. I don't see that. They're just there. They're just fat. They're just people and they happen to be fat. Why can't they just do that in a sitcom or TV program? Just represent fat people as just like, you know, that's just how they are. That's their look. Just like, you know, you wouldn't criticize someone who's thin or skinny even. Like there's sitcoms like where there's a skinny person but they don't make fun of them for being too skinny and say, no, you need to put on weight. You're too skinny, you look ill, you look anorexic. You know, you don't get that in TV programs. People just accept it if they're skinny. They never get criticised or anything. Like in Mike and Molly, there's, you know, Mike who's like incredibly fat, so of course they're always making fat jokes about him, and every chance that they get pretty much, they're always making fat jokes in it. And his main trope is that he's trying to lose weight, and he's going to overeaters meetings and everything. And that's basically his entire freaking story, is that he's just trying to lose weight. But then you've got like the mother-in-law to Mike, and she's like super skinny, she looks ill, and my mum always comments on it every time she comes into the picture. My mum's always saying, oh my god, she's so skinny, and it's like, but not in a good way, not like she's complimenting her, it's just like, oh my god, she's way too skinny. Like, but nobody says that in the show. Like, it's just accepted that that's just how she looks, she's skinny. And nobody has a problem with it, you know, it's like no problem, like that's equally as unhealthy. So that's another thing that annoys me, is that it's always fat people that are always put down. It's always fat that's deemed as the most unhealthiest, disgustingest thing in the world. But being skinny doesn't exactly look good. Like, being really skinny doesn't look good at all, and it's very unhealthy. But nobody ever talks about the health problems and health risks for being too skinny. Like I say, in in all these sitcoms and programs where someone's criticizing someone for being fat and going on about how unhealthy it is, they always list all the health problems for being too fat, but nobody ever lists the health problems for being too skinny. I can list a few. Apparently it can cause you to have bad skin and eczema, and it can really sort of screw up your hormones. So you might end up in bad moods, you might end up being more depressed or more sad or more irritable, you know, because like when I used to be really skinny, not by choice, but just because I was on this really restricted diet due to my allergies. So we all thought that all these certain foods were bad for my eczema, so I stopped eating quite a lot of food, so I ended up being on this really restricted diet of basically bird food, and I went really skinny, like I looked anorexic. But I didn't know the health risks for being too skinny. And I remember I had a lot of problems. I was ill all the time. I felt nauseous after doing too much in a day. And, you know, the slightest thing and I felt ill. And my eczema was like the worst it had ever been. So, but then when I started to put weight on, my eczema went better. Now I just have it on my face real bad. But the rest of me seems to be fine. I've still got eczema on my body, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be flared up so bad that it was both dry and wet at the same time. You know, there was like big patches of like raw skin that was wet and also dry at the same time. It was really horrible. But then once I gained weight, it just went down. It's not gone completely, but it went down. And now I've just got my face that's really bad. I'm presuming it's because it's open to the elements at this point in my life. It's mainly environmental factors, I think. Could also be a hormone imbalance too, I don't know. I don't know what it is because nobody's really investigating that much. Nobody cares. According to everybody, eczema is nothing. It's really miserable, I can tell you. I was miserable for all those years that it was really bad. It was miserable. And I'm kind of slightly, I'm not really like super miserable, but I do feel like shit at the moment. Like just lately I felt really like shit because this eye is really driving me insane, and around here it's like really bad, as you can tell. And I can't even smile. It's like really, that's why my mouth is so stiff at the moment, because I can't move it very well without it being painful, and me want to just lick my lips and pick at it and stuff, because it both itches. It's painful and it also itchy at the same time, so it's really pain in the ass. Sorry for diverting, but I just wanted to say all the reasons why being skinny is also not good for you. But everybody these days only focuses on fat being so bad. Fat is worse now than it used to be. People are even more obsessed with fat being bad now than ever before. So It's actually gone the opposite way. It started out where they started to like show fat people more and try and encouraging fat acceptance and positivity for a while, but now it's gone worse than ever. Like, you know, it's like it's not allowed to show fat people anymore, and they're being criticized more than ever. And yeah, it's just really bad. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, well, I like you guys anyway if you're fat. And I would absolutely love to date a fat guy. Not just because of their good personality or whatever, although it is very important to have a good personality no matter what your body type is. Even if you're muscular, you still should have a nice personality and treat women well, just like they should also treat you well as well. Women should treat men well, and men should treat women well, so that's how it should be. I don't agree with all this, well, you've got to treat women well and that's it. You've also got to treat men well as well. And so yeah, so having a good personality is very important, but I just want to let you guys know that I won't be just, you know, into your personality. If you're fat, I'll also like your body as well. I'll really appreciate it and, you know, fancy it. Just want to let you guys know. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hopefully help my channel grow. And see you in the next video.